Sometimes in life, if you ask nicely, you get what you want. It really does work that way. And in the context of this video, I asked Sam Matin very nicely. I said, I have a growing channel and I have a lot of support and a lot of people interested in these kind of watches, especially Sam Matin watches. There's a lot of interest on YouTube in general for these watches. I said, come on guys, I want to get one of your latest arrivals. I want to be one of the first people to try and get it on YouTube. And they said, well, this has just come out. They sent me the link and I said, that is awesome. Can you help me out with a discount? What can we do? And they said, because you're not just one more watch yet, and you're not, I like watches, you're not one of those guys yet, we'll give you 20%. And I was like, cheers, that's double, that is awesome. 20%. Just shows if you ask, you can get a little bit of help. And I appreciate the help from Sam Matin. So thank you so much. So that's what this video is about. So their latest release is a Turtle Homage. And this is simply just my first impressions video. And it's a good start. I look forward to sharing more when I find out more, when I've thought more about this watch, when I've had it a bit longer, when I'll do my full impressions review. And I look forward to sharing that as well. So in the meantime, enjoy this review and I'll see you soon. Bye for now. So my friends, welcome, and here we have it. This is a new release from Sam Matin. I am obviously already a fan of Sam Matin. Here's my Great Wave of Kanagawa. Check out the review of that one if you want to see more info on that beauty. This is a new release. I've been in touch with Sam Matin. I've been messaging them directly through their AliExpress website. And I've been asking them, I said, look, I'm really interested in doing new releases. I love your range and I want to see what's the next thing you've got coming along. And this was what they had. And I negotiated a 20% discount. And then you put back onto that the £12 tax import you have to pay when it comes to the UK. I think the total cost of this to me was £150. But to you guys, it's only going to be another 20% more. So bear in mind, that's how good value this watch really is. But ultimately, we're going to need to see if it is good value, because if you're not familiar with Sam Matin, and this is the first of all the bazillion reviews out there of many different Sam Matin watches there are, hopefully this is going to give you a fair representation of what in general you're going to get with Sam Matin watches. So this is a first impressions video. I've only just opened this and worn it for the day, and I am already very impressed. Now I must be careful not to get too excited and say it's the best watch in the whole world ever, because the price is really good for this. It's not going to be absolutely perfect, and it isn't. And I will highlight those few very tiny little things that I've initially noticed with this watch. So initial impressions as soon as I got it out was, it's the size I expected it to be. It's a decent size, and talking about size, it helps if you see that. So the case width on this it's a 44mm watch, so it's quite big, but because of this dimension, it really helps it fit better when you wear it. That is 47mm. So it's almost a circular shape, and that helps it sit really well on the wrist. And that's what I noticed straight away. I've not had a watch of this sort of dimensions before. It's really good, and it's only 14mm thick. So this watch, I'll take it off, put this back on. I noticed straight away how it fits me. I'm a 7-inch wrist, and it is really comfortable. It's just over 100 grams, say 118 grams I think it was, with this rubber strap, which by the way is buttery smooth. It's so soft. I don't know how they do it. Well, I do, but I'm not telling you. It's really smooth, and I like the details on it. I've already got, so that's really gross, but you can see it in its real context. God, what have I been doing? Oh, I did a bit of gardening. There you go. So Sam Matin, and then you get the shark logo there. But you know what they're missing? That's the first observation on it. They have done it before in other models. They put that shark on other parts of the watch. No crown signage. No, I would have liked a shark on there. That would have been quite nice. And I would have liked maybe a shark underneath. Yes, I have scratched this watch already in a day. How is that possible? Look at that. Bear in mind, when you start, this is it. As soon as you get a watch and you start wearing it, it's just unlucky sometimes. Look at what I've done there. But anyway, yes, the thing why I don't like polished back cases, anything polished, because I could brush that out, you know, with a special technique I've got, which is all top secret, basically a scouring pad. The polish sections are a bit more tricky. But yeah, that's another observation I noticed. At least they put some brushing on. This one, on the other hand, is entirely polished. And it scratches so much. Look at that. And it's a smudge fest. I wish they would stop doing that. Then, as soon as I got out, the first thing I like to do, I'm very tactile with my watches, I like to fiddle with them and wear them and enjoy them, as we should. And I noticed the bezel is lovely. God, I need to stop being so smudgy. Yeah, the action, 120 click, it was so lovely. Really perfect weighting, and it's got good grip on this bezel. It's just like the turtle it replicates. It's nice grip. And how do I know about that? Because my friend got a Save the Ocean special edition. That's a lot of shuns in there. That was a lot of money. It's well over 400 quid I think he paid. About that, yeah, it was a lot of money. But everything about this is better in terms of the fit and finish. He took it back because the alignment was so off and the bezel felt like it was rubbery. It was almost an insult to charge that amount of money. And that's where people go mad, like I do, for these watches, because they really focus on those little details. The bezel action, the fit and finish, the alignment, the quality of the loom. That's all great on this. I mean, this has got BGW9 rather than what they normally put on their watches is C3 Superluminova, which is green. So I like that they've done a different colour. They've got blue loom on here. And then it's just on the pip. They haven't gone to town and loomed everything. In a way, it's nice to rein it in a bit sometimes. And these hands, look at these hands. That's the other thing I noticed. They're massive. But the weird thing is they're massive, but they're not quite long enough. I'll show you. Obviously, they're in keeping with what they should be doing as replicating the turtle, but the hour hand isn't long enough to line up with an index. And then the minute hand, it only goes halfway along the index. It would have been nice if it sailed to the other side of it. And the back side of this minute hand is enormous. It sticks out about 4 mil that way. And then when you're at that hour, it's almost obscuring over half of the hour hand. I just think these little tweaks could be made. The second hand's okay, but it's still a bit short. See, I'll get it going again. Look how short it is. It's still not even lining up with the end of the indices as you go around. So those are my initial observations with regards to the hands and all those kind of things. And alignment wise, it's only one thing which is about literally 0.5 millimeter out, and that is these 3 indices at the top. All the others are fine. I'll show you. See how the 9 o'clock index there, the index, sorry, is bang on. Same with the 6. Bang on there. The date window is bang on there. But then you look at the center point of the 12 o'clock index, it's ever so slightly clockwise out of alignment. And the same applies to the 11 and the 1. But all the others are fine. Also, I didn't show this. I had to dismantle this watch because another thing that annoys me, which San Martin got wrong as well, there was a dot of fluff on the dial. And because this is a lovely shiny dial, as you see, there's a lot of reflection on the actual dial itself. That dot of speck of dust on there stood out like a boil on a supermodel. It really stood out. So I use my expertise, if you will, to just take that apart and get the fluff off. But if you don't know how to do that, that's going to possibly bug you. But that's very rare, I must say. But for all I know, there could be something on this dial, but because it's got all that detail with the Great Wave on there, I wouldn't be able to see it. That's the problem with these really shiny black surfaces. Same if you have anything black and shiny around the house, it just shows fingerprints and smudges and fluff and dust. So on a watch dial, it will highlight any imperfections so quickly and easily. So the fact that I only found 1 micro dot is actually quite a compliment, but they can do it. They can do better. So there is something else I noticed. Another thing I noticed as well, is it's a bit annoying. When you've got the crown all the way out, it's quite a bit of wobble. So it just makes you feel a little bit nervous that it's a bit delicate. And the other thing is as well, when you're pushing it back in, threading it, doesn't always thread immediately. See there, I've done that. So there it's binding. That was my 3rd attempt. So I'm just you almost have to back it off a bit to feel it thread. See, I'm struggling here, and I want to start again. So I'm keeping this real, guys. I'm not editing this out because, come on, bloody thing. See, it went in that time. Why is it doing that? This one had the same sort of issue. It's a totally different model they do. So let's put that in. I'm going to thread that in. So it doesn't feel like, I'm not ham-fisted. If you watch any of my mod videos, you know I'm quite capable of doing fiddly things, like put hands on a watch very carefully, and I've not broken one yet, touch wood. Oh. I think I know what I'm doing. So if I can't screw a crown in, there's something wrong with the crown, not me. Sorry guys. So that's another thing I've noticed is a little bit annoying. But once it's bit and it's threading, it's very smooth. I mean, there's no binding when it's actually threaded. Just getting it to thread is a bit tricky. And I don't want to have to learn a whole new technique just to thread the crown back into my watch. So yeah, I think I've covered everything from my initial impressions. Rubber's lovely. Quality of this buckle is actually incredible. No rough edges. There's no rough edges anywhere on this watch actually. It's really well machined and honed. The polishing is smooth. The circular brushing on the front of the case is beautiful. The bezel quality is ceramic. It's really good. The domed sapphire is lovely. You got a little bit, see a little bit of distortion there. There you go. Lovely. I do like that. The fit and finish is exceptional. Bear in mind this is less than £200. I'm being ultra critical on this, guys, because I know how good they can make their watches. I've had 3 now, and it's very rare you get anything significant. And that would apply to this. It's nothing too significant. Maybe one bit of fluff, and that crown's a bit annoying sometimes. And a tiny bit of alignment on these 3 indexes here. Indices. God, I can't say that. Anyway, yeah. That's it, guys. That's all I've really picked out as my problems. I do like the design. The weight is comfortable. It's a faithful homage to the Turtle, from what I've seen. And I think instead of spending hundreds of pounds on a watch which is not going to be quite as well made in feel as well and tactile, and a watch that's less than £200, get this. But you're going to see what I think when I've had more time with it and I do a full impressions video. So even my first impressions videos are nearly 12 minutes long. So get ready for a 4,000 year long video about my full thoughts on this watch. But you guys love what I do, so look forward to it. And I look forward to sharing that with you. Bye for now.